I'm putting out the warning. I'm putting out the warning right here and now. Look out for the Murphy man, the gold-tongued Judas, the con man, the man who sells, who takes pleasure, sadistic pleasure, this low-life cockroach who takes sadistic pleasure in making a victim. Lying, bewildering, mesmerizing, disorientating, to get the victim into his clutches. This animal, this brute, this cockroach. The Murphy man presents, he works on the will to believe. He works on the weakness of his victim. He works on the naivete, the gullibility of his victim. This is the lowest life human being. He's a swindler. He's a merchant of dreams. He paints pictures. He paints illusions. He's the Pied Piper. He's the dream merchant. He's a despicable piece of garbage. He reads his victim. He reads his victim's desperation, his despondence, his depression, and feeds on it. And cannibals his victim. He sees where the gullibilities are. He sees where the vulnerabilities are. He sees where the weaknesses are. He sees where the will to believe is. And he tests out methodically his victim's vulnerabilities. And the victim comes to him, as the Murphy man calls. He's the weaver of dreams. He's the spinner of illusions and hallucinations. Magic thinking, duplicity. He's the hustler. And the victim presents, he's got a good nose, a good sensitivity, a good intuition, a good feeling for a victim. He'll spot that victim. Play right up to him too. And we're all primed by all the escapes that we buy into through advertisement, through the media, through wishful thinking. A man has to take a look at himself. What a man refuses to know about himself in terms of the way he looks, the way he behaves, his physical conditioning, all of it. What he fails to look at and take into consideration and be aware of and be very objective about it and have his problem well defined, where there is no awareness, where there is blindness, where there's illusion, hallucination, delusion, wishful thinking. That's where the Murphy man worms his way in. Or her way. There's Murphy women too. These are sellers of dreams. They vary in the way they sell the dream. Some are more skillful at than others. I'm talking about that Hollywood smile. I'm talking about that pretty boy personality. I'm talking about the bewitchment. Women are masters at this. They sell you a phony story. But first they check how much you're willing to pay for that story. They'll squeeze you just like a sponge. And sponge, they'll squeeze you until there's nothing left. They will game you. They'll shake you down for more money if they think you got more. I'm talking about the salesman with no conscience. And by the way, forget about what Dennis Prager says. You have to give yourself a conscience. There is no conscience. There is no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. There's no in or out. There's no fair playing field. None of that exists. If any of that exists, and it was transparent, the Murphy Man would have no game. But Prager's a Murphy Man too. Everybody is selling you. What do I mean by that? Everybody's selling you an agenda. Everybody's selling you a dream. Everybody's marketing to you, one thing or another. And how they put it over is, you don't have access, time, knowledge, experience, courage to ask and do the investigations that are required to expose the game in the sociology of the absurd. You don't know how to ask the right questions, the follow-throughs. You become a willing, self-promoting, self-campaigning victim of your Murphy Man. You become discouraged. The Murphy Man plays your emotions like a Stradivarius. Sounds like a market. Sounds like advertising. Sounds like WC. WC Fields. Never give a sucker an even break. But first find out if the sucker has money. Everything breaks down to that. Everything can be bought and sold. There's no value other than the price. Put a price on it. The only way to get rid of the cockroach, the bed bug called the Murphy Man, is to know yourself. And to know yourself 360 degrees all the way around. Know your vulnerabilities, your limitations, your delusions, your weaknesses. Test it out. Test it out, prove it. Don't be jealous. Jealousy is the Murphy Man's playground. Don't be possessive. Possessiveness is the Murphy Man's playground. Don't be a security junkie. Security is the Murphy Man's playground. Don't be addicted to the presence. Don't be a codependent, a flaming codependent. That's the Murphy Man's playground. What I'm saying is the Murphy Man looks for any vulnerabilities, sensitivities, embarrassments, and he grabs onto that, latches onto that, and any chink in your social, defensive, offensive armor, and an experienced Murphy Man can burrow through that like a roach. Wherever a roach can go, wherever a roach can hide, wherever the roach can appear, that's your Murphy Man. Think of it that way. The Murphy Man's a survivor. The Murphy Man is great at escape. He's marvelous at eluding detection. And he develops resiliency. He's a parasite. He's a lowlife. Once you identify your Murphy man, and call him by his name, he run like a cockroach to find another victim. Good example of Murphy game is what I'll share. Your stranger will share a story. I was taken many times for the Murphy game. Went down to Greenwich Village in the 60s with my buddy Jay, and we were looking for action in the village. Beautiful women. Beautiful. Very exciting. But what we didn't realize is there a clique down there. And we got hit by a couple of Murphy men who promised us the world, who promised us action. It made it so unbelievable. I asked the Murphy man, what's it going to be like? He said, like the 4th of July and Christmas and New Year's Eve all combined. Look at these beautiful women down here. I owns them. They're mine. And Murphy puts a pretty smile on you, and a personality, and those golden words, and the weaver of dreams. Never mentions the price until your Murphy sucks you in. Until your Murphy has you believing. He sees concrete evidence that you are succumbing to him. You're mesmerized by him. You're impressed with him. And then your Murphy man works insidiously with that. Your Murphy man then makes the dream so palatable. You can touch it. You can feel it. Wouldn't you believe it too? And the price is high, but it's a fair price for all the Murphy's giving you. He can afford to promise you all that because it's all a show. It's all a sham. It's all a will to believe. Now you can take this and apply it to political fields, social fields. Murphy man comes in all shapes and forms. Women are wonderful Murphy women. Wonderful. They can double talk. They can promise. They can renege. They can pull all kinds of rabbits from the hat. So now I'm expanding the discussion of the Murphy man and demonstrating exactly how dangerous your Murphy is. Let's try one lyric. A stranger will sing one song. It's from Carousel. If I loved you time and again, I would try to say all I'd want you to know. If I loved you, words wouldn't come in an easy way. Round in circles I'd go, longing to tell you, but afraid and shy. I let my golden chances pass me by. Soon you'd leave me, off you would go in the mist of day. Never, never to know how I If I